Hello ladies and gents, I am Anadiffin and welcome back to Aurora 4X. In this episode I'm hoping to go and clear all the invaders out of Tal Ceti, though that really depends on how many fighters I am able to produce. Speaking of, Wolfman pointed out something very important. I actually forgot to assign a gun. Assign, there we go. I've now actually assigned the missile, the weapon system, to the fire control. So it can shoot down missiles. Yeah, that's good. It will actually fire, which is kind of important. Next, I need to have a look at the fighters themselves, don't I? Yes, that was it. I was going to design a new fighter gun. It's a new turret design, Gauss can. That's 32, just because this is that little bit lighter. No, it doesn't look like I actually made it. I'll just rename this, and this is going to be my new point defense fighter. It's going to be the blue screen. So, got the general protection for it, the blue screen. Hopefully, blue screen all enemy missiles. That's the plan. Anyway, what I need to do is put on the drive, the slow one, and it will have probably require a small thing there, because as you can see it has a ridiculous amount of fuel there, which is kind of awesome. And turret, how much is a turret? I was just trying to check the cost. I have no idea how much this costs. I think it's a bit more, but whatever. Anyway, We'll make a slightly smaller turret, but I'll finish up the blue screen design to start with, just so you can see what it actually involves. So it has the fuel storage, the turret, the engine, the slow engine, because this is going to support my actual ships and not move out by itself or whatsoever. It's going to probably have a decent length of deployment time, because it will probably be sitting out a while. Then I need a... Where's my fire controls? There they are. Lost them. And so, although it can't have the PDC one, it will have the standard flight controls there. That pushes up to this level here, which is rather nice. It's a touch on the fast side, but in order to counteract that, I am also going to make it a little bit lighter. Could make the engine that little bit more efficient, in fact, which would be kind of neat. But first of all, I'm going to make a new Gauss turret that is that little bit lighter than Mark II version. Quite a bit lighter. Yeah, that there. Now, go to science. You're going to cancel your energy weapons tracking project. Energy weapons. I would like you to create that with... Just did that on the wrong person, didn't I? Energy weapons, matching scientist. Create that there. And then I need to then add the Q onto that. Sensors and fire control, I just kind of axed them with their labs. What do I want these going to be doing? Probably up the fire control. That would be very nice. Or beam fire control range. Again, that would increase accuracy across the board. Add that. Add that on there. What I did also want to do is the one who's working on terraforming. That's all nice and all, but what I would like to work on the genome sequencing, because I want to colonize this world, the archaeological dig site. Unfortunately, it is outside of my Empire's tolerance. I need to improve my gravity tolerance in order to properly occupy that space. But let us continue with the days. 16, it just keeps on expanding. Wow. That is really quite impressive. Is there anything on this place? It's geranium. Accessibility 1, so it's got a good amount there. But, wow. There we go. The research into the new turret has been completed. So yeah, it is about half a size difference, so it is good, and it is cheaper. Then, well, the Vanderite's about the same. It does make this a little bit faster, which, because I don't want it to be going any faster than 3k. 3k. I'm actually just going to increase an armor rating on it, because that will keep it a little bit slower, and well, that extra point of armor will make it considerably more tough if it gets shot at. It will probably still die instantaneously to any concerted effort, because it's only got a few layers of armor, but it might stop it instantly exploding. And because it is going to be defending itself, it'd be good. It doesn't, what's it? Yeah, it's not too much more. So that is the blue screen. Going to change it from cruiser to I've got a fighter escort. This is going to be a fighter. So that is the fighter there. The boating with boat face. I'm going to remove you guys just because I was playing around with some of the sensors and fire control and all that. Just one of the search sensors. Not the missile one. I want the other one, which I think is being used at the moment. And beam fire control. I thought I had a fighter sensor. Because this search sensor is, well, way too large. So I need a fighter search sensor. That's easily enough to do. Let's go to create a research project then. About size 3 anyway. This gives a range. I want it a bit more than that. But then that really pushes it down against smaller objects. Yeah, let's go for 500 like that. And search sensor. Yep. Ooh, I actually got EM sensitivity 14 now, so it is better. So it's the fighter search sensor on there. Okay, that is good. Let's just create that project there and research it. Switching scientists, and please research you, and then queue that as well, please. Let's add on some additional fighters. Ooh, interesting. Can I produce those at fighter bases as well? Interesting. So I can build them as PDCs. Yeah, or I can build them as fighter. I can build them in fighter factories. That is really cool. Nice. No, that's really neat. So yeah, PDC or fighter. I wonder if it messes up though. Still, let us get a few of these blue screens. 10 of them for now. We'll want more, but 10 will do for the moment. Woohoo! Research into laminate composite armor has been completed. Makes everything that little bit better. So, unfortunately, blue screen, I'm going to let you finish that up, then modify, because now I need the blue screen Mark II, or Mod 2. There's basically all these designs, new armor. Which makes that everything that little bit cheaper. Or ones which aren't locked in anyway. Speaking of armors, the Lovelace, let's see how much this reduces it by. 500 tons, wow. So I'm just going to list the mod one because it isn't actually an upgrade, it is just being that little bit better. So new armor, which makes it, I think it makes it a little bit cheaper. Let's just have a look. I think it's just mainly the geranium. So a little bit of geranium, and So neutronium goes up, uranium goes down a little bit. Okay, and then I will go to industry, fighters, got 8 of those, create. 5 inactive research labs on Tunny because I forgot to set up the defensive projects again. Compressed carbon armor. Basic various closed king technologies or alpha shields. Maybe I should start looking towards shields. They are very expensive though early on. And I just start it on the armor. Don't mind so much at the moment. I should create scientists on that as well. And what I am going to do, a couple of designs where I was using my fighter engines. I'm going to design a new fighter engine for them. I keep clicking the wrong button today. And this fighter engine is going to be max power, and it's only going to be a single hull point size. This gives me more control over what I utilize it with. So let's create this project. Propulsion, matching scientists, which we have none. Let's create it with this one here. We'll go from now. So, blue screen's been completed. That's the first ones. And I need to just organise them into proper fleets, don't I? So beam and fire control, additional range has commenced now. That fighter search sensor is done. That's exactly what I want. I now need to wait for the engine. Missile agility has improved. Excellent. That can be utilised to make much better missiles. Additional reload rate has a lot of potential uses. No, it doesn't. I'm mainly utilising box launchers now. Actually, I am mainly using box launchers. Can I make a size 1 box launcher which fires constantly? No. The size 1 missile launcher still can't fire every 5 seconds, so I need to upgrade that missile reload rate in order to allow that. Geological survey has been completed. Let's disband that team and head over to this one here. Create the team there. New mod 1 is done. The discovery has completed its orders because it's in the wrong place. Transit through Natal City, and you can carry on doing your orders there. Come and halt team. It's finished its job over here. So disband that team. Head over to this one. Geology. Create a team there. There is something to be said for actually creating a team of like espionage, diplomatic, xenologists, something on one of your systems, and then they'll essentially just gain experience over time. And there we go, the 48 EP magnetoplasma drive is done. That is fantastic. So now the boat face. A couple of engines there. Though also I do need another ship. Need my combat fighter. I have the blue screen, which is the defensive one. Boat face, which is going to be a sensor one. Let us rename this fighter into something else. So, I've decided to call it the FTP, because this is going to be transferring missiles to the enemy very quickly. And how do I want to design it? So it doesn't need that, it doesn't need the engine. Deployment time is going to be very low. And it's going to have 3 of these engines in, because that allows more customization. Probably 4 box launchers. And a new and the active sensor. Well, search sensors. Doesn't need one, but it needs a fire control. So resolution 10 there. Maybe I'll have a look to see what a new missile sensor would be like. So yeah, if we got, because it was size 10, and EM. So it's new EM14. It does up the range a fair bit. So we can just downgrade it a little bit. Maybe 6. No, because it's a little bit there. And I think this one, to turn RP, and yeah, I'll create this here. So it's very similar. It's a little bit of extra range, but it is now going to be a more powerful design overall. Sensor fire control. So cancel that project. Show matching scientists. And create that. Yeah, I will remove some of your labs in a moment. I think the genome one I can add maybe a couple onto there. Maybe add another lab onto that one as well. Because all these are kind of handy. Additional ones and sensor there. That'd be very nice. The new military academy has completed. Fantastic. Head over to here, and that's now additional 40%, which I will put onto you. So new fire control has completed, and now the beam control is being worked on. This fire control essentially is pretty similar to the previous one. So you can see the new one is smaller, has the same cost because it is the same size, but it has additional range and is also a smaller resolution, so is technically better overall. So I'm just going to obsolete the Mark 1, now have the Mark 2. Probably do a similar thing for the AM fire control as well. This one, just want one of those on here. I want the Mark 2, don't want the Mark 1. Ordnance is going to be 4 of these missiles. And probably just a standard fuel storage. There we have it. This is the FTP class fighter bomber. And this is essentially how it's going to run. It's going to be pretty darn quick at 15,000 kilometers a second, which is faster than the invaders, and fires incredibly quick missiles, and these are going to do a lot of damage when they hit, because there's going to be a lot of these guys. And that is basically how it wants to do. Make sure the new armor's on. That is good. So now on to ensure that the boat face, which is going to be the local censorship for this wing, it's going to be the wing leader, and this needs to ensure it actually can keep up with them. So we'll have the active search sensor, the fighter one, which is the range just over the missile range, so it can spot things at similar sort of system there. It's always such a different resolution. Okay, well, it's about right. And go a little bit faster, so fuel storage there. Probably, yeah, just add a couple of fuel storages on to it there. And there you go, exactly the same tonnage, which is brilliant. Let's just double check that. Yep, 470 armor. Excellent. So that is good. That's, oh, do not need that length of time out, do we? We actually don't need the long fuel storage. It's just, if you do have more fuel storage, it essentially makes, just seeing if we can have it as a dual purpose as a mini tanker, but I don't think I can afford it. 1.1 essentially for the minimum deployment time, and even faster. So this is a lot. So it's a similar sort of thing. It's got the same range as the other fighters, but it's got quite a good amount of armor, and that's because this thing is probably one that's going to get targeted first because it has the sensor on board, and they like to shoot at things with sensors on. Yes, the boat face, and then the FTPs will create wings, and now need to probably create the actual carrier to ship them around. First, let us build some of those wings. So, still waiting on the blue screens. That is okay. Fighters. Please build 2 boaties. And how big do I want the wings to be? I think 10 fighters per actual leader is probably a good way to go. Let's do that, and that's going to keep going for quite some time. Additional fighter factories are being built as well. The ordnance capacity is not being used currently. Tokamak fusion reactor technology has been completed. That is really good news. Keep clicking on buttons, so thinking if we go to power plants now, because before I had to have a half-size one for the power plant 3. Go to this, I can reduce that down to a 0.4. 10 boronide. Yeah, it's a little bit more expensive, but that is useful for that defensive base. Something vastly impressive at the moment. The big reason for that, though, is power propulsion matching scientists can now work on the confinement fusion reactor, which is exactly what we're going to do now, while this scientist is still alive. Right, okay. Sigma Draconis. Hostile contact. Oh, that's my poor Nelson, isn't it? Standard transit, and then head over to Tunny. You're going to try and ram, aren't you? Oh no, it's been lost. That's good. So, Geosurvey team has completed its mission. Expand the team, then move this team onto the next location. Right, so beginning of the boaties. Fighters, new fighters, naval organisation, and they will be added into that one. And I want to create this branch as wing number 2. So we've got the ship there, branch and sub primary force. So we actually have an actual defensive fleet here, which is very useful. Okay, the PDCs, the GPF has been completed, and that is very good news. So how much materials have I got left on this planet? So getting through the stockpiles, still doing pretty well, all things considered. I think I would like another few labs though. So some more research labs. Efficient maintenance. Oh, 0.43 years. Yeah, why are they being maintained? This is weird. Begin overhaul. Odd. Can they not complete their overhaul because they're fighters? Land. Oh, I've got no sign of the ship. Ah, stop you whinging. Is it actually overhauling? No. Let's try and... Yes, I look out. Okay, create the prime force, then this one I want to go to PDC fleet, land on mothership, No, it's not letting me do it, I think, because it's too much space. Okay, so I've just created this one here, the fighter wings one, and there. So hopefully I can order them to go to the PDC fleet, land, and assign themselves on here. This is still too much space. How big is the HDD? Yeah, it should be large enough for everything, really. Why won't it let me do this order? Okay, refuel. Let's just do that. Good, so head back to Tunny now. Why are they taking so long? It's just taking so long to do anything. Because it's not like they're completing the order. Order not possible. Oh! That's really annoying, it's not coming up with the error. So that's why nothing was happening. Right, should I overhaul? Is it actually doing anything? Active labs. So its order's not possible. It's really quite irritating. Great. I think they might just be stuck on overhaul. I'll have to figure out a way of bypassing that, because that is not good. So energy weapons. What can we do with this one? Let's go into additional gearing, which would be quite nice. Don't think I need all 6 labs though. Move some of those. Really do some more logistics, guys. Sensors, fire control. Yes, you are going to do probably the rating there. Then need a couple of logistics guys. The best ones we got, which is not very many. A couple of research facilities there for you. Things are suffering maintenance failures. So what I'll do, I cannot figure out I cannot remember how to cancel that. So figure that out and sort that out for next episode. So thank you very much for watching this episode of Aurora 4MX with myself and Diffin. If you did enjoy the episode, please leave a like and or comment below, as it is always great to hear from you lot. Otherwise, that's it from me for now, and I shall see you next time. But until then, I'm out. Goodbye!